There is our first sprout from our little container video. Good morning, guys. So I just wanted to first of all share with you that we just got a brand new camera. So hopefully these videos are going to upload a lot more clear and sound is going to be good and you guys can have a better viewing experience. So what we ended up going with was the G7X from Canon. We actually made a post asking you guys what you thought was a good camera for vlogging, and we had so many people telling us how much they loved the G7X. So I started going to YouTube and different blogs and comparing them, and that's what we ended up going with because it really is rated to be amazing. So I'm super excited, and I just wanted to kind of show you guys what's going on in the garden. We've got some updates with our seedlings and things growing. We still look pretty naked here in March. I guess it's March now, but it's definitely growing and spring frenzy is definitely here. May we all have a moment of silence for what once was. In the arms of the angels. So this is where the girls' den was. You know, that like legit like 4-bedroom apartment underground. Yep, it's being turned into a garden today. So I filled it in yesterday, and we're gonna start laying in some soil and some compost. We have this extra space that we're turning into garden, and then that's all of the wood and stuff they were using as their walls. And then we have this space. So this is where the coop was. So we may not compost this a ton because it's already like pretty fertile. The coop sat there for like 2 years. What? Here is our super organized, clean, well put together potting table. Oh my goodness. As you guys can tell, this used to be our dining room table, and then it turned into a craft table, and then it got shoved out here in the Florida room. But guys, okay, we've got Kajari melon, we've got Thai long beans, we've got moon and stars melon, we've got cucumbers, we've got white cucumbers, we've got Charente melons, however you say that, Charentois melons, I don't know. We've got tons of big stuff sprouting, and we do not have the cattle panels yet, because funny story. So actually we went to Tractor Supply to get our cattle panels, and the guy was like, so what are you traveling in? I'm like, a van. And you know me, I was just gonna strap it to the top of the van. And he's like, no, you need a trailer or a truck. I'm like, nah, you know, we could do it. So I went and looked at them, and yeah, they were like way longer than our van. Are you miming back there? So anyway, we need a trailer, and we're trying to find someone with a trailer who can let us borrow it to get these cattle panels up and ready for our trellises. So yeah, we need to get a move on that, because as you saw, these plants are getting a little leggy. So all of these have not sprouted yet, and these are things like some peppers, some eggplants, there is an orange glow watermelon in there, loofah. I'm really not sure why they're taking so long to sprout, so much longer than everything else. I mean, we've already transplanted some stuff, and as you can see, like how big all this stuff is. So I don't know. Treat time for the chickens, right?
Uh-huh. Let's go.
You guys are gonna have to slow down.
I just got scratched on the bunny cage.
Oh, sorry. You guys like how we haven't made the gate yet? Well, that's one way to do it. They don't seem to mind. They're like, okay, thanks for dropping our feet in, like a helicopter drop. Alright guys, so let's show you all the things popping up around the garden, all the things we've transplanted lately, and basically all the signs of life. So this was definitely super exciting. This right here is a brand new leaf on our fig tree, and you can see some growth right there too. So here is our spinach area, which I thought was doing pretty poorly, but now things are starting to come up. I also sowed seeds in here after we transplanted the bigger plants, and they're starting to come up. So I have more hope for my spinach. Here is some of our bok choy, and as you can see, we're into organic gardening because we have a friend and he's already found our bok choy. You know it's good produce when there's still a bug or two. On to the next area. Really close is our Swiss chard. And I also planted seeds after I did the transplanting. So you can see, like, there's one we transplanted versus tiny little ones coming up. Our arugula is doing awesome. Look at this. Arugula, 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 arugula. You get it, okay? Long row of it. So these are doing awesome. We've got some rainbow beets. So you can see some of these are pink. You can really see that one. Look at the pink on that. So these are beets, and some of them are doing really great. And then there's some green ones too. So this section is doing pretty good. And in between my beets and my lettuce, I planted some lemon balm. And this was totally a cheat because I bought this already, like this size, and just planted it right here. Because it's always great to have herbs in your garden, and they attract good things. So here is our collard greens. This bunch obviously didn't get separated because there's a lot in there, but the strong will survive, right? So we have rows and rows of collards. Right behind the collards we have red acre cabbage. Here is a red acre cabbage, and you can tell the stem is like purple, and there's like purple veining on the leaves. They're actually really pretty. And right next to our cabbages and collards, there are flowers kind of bordering. So here's some like mammoth sunflowers. These are the ones Jess from Roots and Refuge sent us, and they are coming up like crazy. And then I also planted like some of the yarrow that she sent us, or however you say that, yarrow.
Carrot.
And these are all coming up. This is kind of like our pollinator attractant row. And come on, it's just pretty. We love flowers. So we also planted this gorgeous cinnamon basil, and it's flowering so beautifully. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot believe that just happened. So we literally walked out here a couple minutes ago, like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, and this was a kind of like a loose bud, and it literally had to have opened while we were out here. And there's another one. This is on our thornless blackberry bush, and you guys remember that little baby at the base? Yeah, look how big it is. That's crazy. I'm so excited for blackberries. Our coffee plant doing great. I actually moved that into a sunnier or a shadier spot because it was getting too much sun. Our carrots are really taking off, it seems. So I actually transplanted this area and I seeded this area. So hopefully the transplanted carrots will provide for us first, and then the seeded carrots will be ready right after. Then we have our garlic shooting up. They're doing excellent, so I think we're gonna plant some more. Tell me when you guys spot it. Look here, I'll zoom in. There is our very first onion sprout. These are little sweet yellow onions, and I am so excited for them. Radish sprouts, these I just direct sowed. And they're starting to come up, and they're teeny tiny, but you can see them. Look how little. Over here in this corner, we just transplanted these today. These are our black nebula carrots. These were also sent to us by Jess, and we just think they are the coolest things ever. I feel like this year we concentrated more on planting cool things than we did on provisional things. Like, we'll still eat them, but they're all so cool. Over here, we planted some, one's just coming up. You can see that it still has the seed on it, and this one's a little bit bigger. This is spineless okra, Clemson spineless okra. And in this area, they have not sprouted yet, but we planted some black-eyed peas or cow peas. I know some people call them different things. Here is our row of white egg turnips, snow apple turnips. I've found a lot of different names for them, but they seem to be pretty happy. I was kind of like worried about them a little bit because they were getting pretty leggy in the container, and as you can see, some of them are kind of falling over, but hopefully, you know, they'll get stronger. They'll be okay. And then here, this was Jess's attempt to get me to like tomatoes. These are Sun Gold Select tomatoes. Jaden has found a full bucket of weeds. Are you gonna give those to the chickens?
Yep.
Alright, that's a good idea. Treats for the chickens. Don't even let your weeds go to waste, guys. Oh, right on her. Poor Alaska. Sorry, Alaska. She's cool with it. She's like, hey, I got a snack on the go. So as you can see, we let our asparagus get ferny. They have these cute little dainty yellow flowers on them, and these will basically make sure that the bed comes back every year. So when they come out of the ground, they look like this, what you would notice as your asparagus. And you can harvest them just like this. You can just snap them off or cut them. But we decided to let the first little blooms come up and fern. Alright guys, I need help. My poor little basil is already, it looks like almost like it's sunburned or scorched. Everyone else says, oh, basil grows so easily, it basically runs rampant, it takes over. Well, guys, look at this basil. It's only been here for like 2 days and it already doesn't look very happy. Like, please leave me your suggestions on how to keep this basil alive, because I need him. Alright guys, so the sun is going down. I figured it would be easier now to show you what our backyard layout is looking like now with all the gardens going in.
I'm over here.
We see you. This is the little pathway that we have so far. So off to your left of the path is all of our spinach, lettuce, cabbage, garlic, Swiss chard, kale, carrots, yep. So then we're walking towards the coop that never was. And there is our blackberry bush, which is flowering, and our coffee plant. Yes, I legit bought a coffee plant. This is our second plot. So it's pretty much maybe a little bit thinner than the first plot I just showed you. So we don't have much in here yet. It still needs quite a bit of soil, but it does have some like black-eyed peas, a couple okra, some carrots, radishes. So off to my left is our third plot, and you can see the little space we carved out for our turnips, and some Corbaci sweet peppers are right there, but they haven't come up yet. We don't have much of anything in this plot yet. All the seedlings will get transplanted here soon. So then there is our compost pile and the Great Wall. Right, Hope? Sorry, you're stuck in there. So yeah, the ducks and the chickens have all this space to free range, and then back over there is a coop that the chickens go in at nighttime, and behind that wall, like, all the ducks go back there at nighttime. Oh, hi boy. Hi boy. Hi. Hi. See him wagging his tail? And then Scarlett's gonna chase him off because she's a meanie head. Alright, so the gate that's going to go in eventually. So we're turning around looking at it backwards. There's plot number 3, plot number 2, and then I'm hoping to do some trellis archways down this path. Not the whole path, but maybe like this path kind of leading up to the chicken coop area. I just think it would be so pretty to have all these little archways leading into the chicken coop gate. But we will see. Because I totally went to Tractor Supply and he wouldn't let me strap them to the top of my minivan.
It was like 2 minivans, maybe even 3.
He just didn't know how to believe in us, did he?
Oh no.
Alright guys, so there is our layout. Oh, and of course our asparagus plot is over here, which still needs to be mulched, but you can see there's like 3 rows up and down, 3 rows across like this. There's 25 crowns in here, and they're sprouting really well, so yeah, there it is. Also, this horrendously ugly shed is going to get painted. That was left here when we moved in, and we actually don't use it, except there's a bunch of junk stored in there. But maybe if I make it cuter and hang some lights in there, I'll want to go in there for some reason or another. There you go, guys. There is our yard in the city, making homesteading work for us. That is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love sharing this with you. If you missed the first video where I talked about why we're doing this, basically we are doing our best with what we have to be a little more self-sustainable and work towards our goal of being fully self-sustainable on our own piece of property, with hopefully several acres to work with. That's where we are praying. That's where the Lord is leading us. That is what makes my heart sing, is the idea of having our own legitimate homestead where we have animals that provide for us, and tons of space to grow our own food, and just really get back to the basics with my family. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting us. You can check out links below on how to support us a little bit more financially through affiliate links and things like that. I have taken on some new business endeavors as well to kind of propel us forward into getting our own piece of property. So I would love your support in that if you feel led. But honestly, just you guys subscribing and following along and cheering us on and leaving comments for us of helpful advice, or just encouragement, that's what we truly want. That's what we need. We need you guys and the community to cheer us on and to work towards this goal together. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time.